See, I saw the light. You realize that this is the reason why I sit right here.
I know.
Just so I can look at that light.
That's what we told Jill yesterday.
Yep.
That we look at that to see when we can, specifically you.
So listeners and viewers on YouTube, good to see y'all for this episode right before Thanksgiving. What we're referring to is there's an on-air light that we can all see in the studio. It looks really official and professional. There's one on the outside of the studio for people who work in this office so they can know when we're rolling. And Pastor T, to my right, he has the perfect view of that on-air light, so he knows when to stop talking off air. Because and he is
the best stuff happens off air.
He's very obedient to it. So, listeners, we're here with Lynne Stroy also and Roy Jacques. It's been a little while since you've been in the studio, man. We've been catching up with you online, so it's good to have you in the flesh, man.
It's great to be here, man. Thanks.
Yeah. So, here's what we're going to do today. A lot of talking amongst the four of us, and I'm excited about that. But in episode 93, it was called A Feel-Good Story of a Beautiful Reunion. Seacoast staff member Ann Meyer, she never knew her biological parents. After submitting her DNA to trace her ancestry, she discovered family members in an unexpected way and shares her life growing up in a loving home with her adoptive parents in that episode, and the moment she realized that her lifelong questions about her family of origin would be answered. So, to catch you up to speed, if you haven't listened to that episode, I would go listen to it, honestly, because it's a good one. Lynn, you said you liked it a lot, right?
I loved that episode.
So her adoptive parents, her parents, are now deceased, and she has since reconnected with her biological parents, and she tells that story in episode 93. Today, we are going to be connecting remotely with her biological mother to kind of get a little bit of her perspective of how she feels about reconnecting with her daughter. And I asked you guys to bring a question or two to the table, as I am going to as well. Happy Thanksgiving. Are you guys excited?
How you going to look at a fat kid and ask me excited for Thanksgiving? Bro, my play... They ain't got a plate big enough for what my Thanksgiving going to look like.
Where does Thanksgiving rank for you guys when it comes to holidays? I mean, for me, it's number 2 because it's just right there with Christmas. For me, it's, and I've said this before, you might as well start playing Christmas music for Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving, it's Christmassy. It's like the preview of Christmas. Like when we were kids, we would have Thanksgiving break and then we would know you go back to school, you got those 3 weeks, it's all Christmassy, and Christmas is right around the corner. So I love Thanksgiving. That's number 2 for me. What about you, Roy?
I mean, I put it number 3 behind the death and resurrection of Jesus.
Well, the reason why Thanksgiving is number 2 is because I'm thankful for the death and resurrection of Jesus.
I'm joking.
So Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving?
No, it's probably number 2. Christmas, yeah, Thanksgiving's a special time. It is. It's awesome. But I'm still one of those guys holding out. I'm traditionalist. So yeah, we're not doing Christmas music until after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Let's get through Thanksgiving first.
Well, if you didn't know this already, I can't wait to tell y'all. One of the most popular lighthearted Christmas songs that we sing, probably the most played. I think the most played is Silent Night, or the most recorded is Silent Night. This song, non-spiritual, is actually a Thanksgiving song. Jingle Bells. Do you know that? It's a Thanksgiving song.
No way.
I did not know
Google
that.
it right now, and it will say it was traditionally a Thanksgiving song. Yes, sir. Isn't that crazy? So you can play Jingle Bells on repeat.
Wow.
Or just get a playlist of a bunch of Jingle Bell versions.
I can't because it's been commandeered for Christmas.
Exactly.
All right, Lynn, Thanksgiving.
Well, because, and we always talk about my weird traditions growing up, I didn't grow up celebrating Christmas. And so Thanksgiving, from a experience nostalgia perspective, Thanksgiving's my holiday. And it's the holiday that my immediate family spends with extended family. So that is our Thanksgiving is, I love Thanksgiving.
Number 1?
Food and all the aunties cooking.
Number 1?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. What are you looking at me like that for? Okay.
I'm sitting over here singing Jingle Bells in my head. And all I get is dashing through the snow And jingle, like, I don't hear nothing about no Thanksgiving.
And a one-horse open sleigh. Why are you doing that at Thanksgiving?
You don't think it snows in some places?
Not in South Carolina.
Clearly, it wasn't written in the Southeast.
Clearly,
but it's just one horse. It's not however many reindeer.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, my phone is over there. Let's do this on air.
Roy's got it.
Go ahead and bring up the reason. I'm so confident.
Also, even though Joey's saying this, because we know how Joey is on the internet, I would like when you check.
Oh my God! It popped up.
But you need to check the source. So I need you to tell us
every source.
What
Why was
sources?
Jingle Bells written?
Jingle Bells was originally
written for Thanksgiving
song called One Horse Open Sleigh, written by James Lord Pierpont in the mid 1800s. It became associated with Christmas later after being re-released and performed at holiday events, but the original lyrics contain no mention of Christmas.
Bonus factoid: Jingle Bells holds a distinction of being the first song broadcast from space.
In other news, Tomelex says.
Listen. You know,
oh, here you go. Hold on. This is one. This is pertinent. The song is widely believed to have been written for a Thanksgiving concert at Pierpont's church and inspired by the popular sleigh races of the era.
Oh,
yeah, that's what this says.
Okay.
Lord James Pierpont, organist at your what? UNITARIAN Uritan Church in Savannah, Georgia.
Joey will never do this.
In Savannah, Georgia.
Yep.
Okay.
So it was wrote in the South.
All right, so Roy and Lynn, I know
it was before global warming.
Yeah,
had to be.
Yeah, it was the Ice Age. All right, so Roy and Lynn, I know that you didn't say that I was wrong, but I would love to just hear one of y'all say,
"You're right, Joey." Right. Joey. We'll never question you.
I'm not asking for that.
Never mind.
I'm not asking everything.
I'm not asking for that. Just a pleasant. Oh wow, you're right.
We'll not question you for the next hour.
All right, so there you go.
Lynn, can you say it? Oh wow, that was.
I can.
Right.
I am able to say.
So the dude is from Georgia.
Joey,
I in Massachusetts.
Shh.
He needs to hear this clearly. Joey, I apologize.
No, you don't have anything to apologize for.
No, I do, because I was very skeptical of your
internet skills.
Yep. And you were right.
There you go. Lynn's a friend, and I just makes me feel good that she has a sliver of respect for me.
Listen, I don't know why y'all apologizing. He just taught us a very biblical lesson. Sometimes people are going to teach you stuff that you need to fact check on your own.
There you go.
Just take people's words for it.
There you go. Jingle Bells, a Christmas song.
Right.
Come on.
Only God can judge me a Bible verse. It ain't. That's Tupac. But how many people think that's somewhere in the Bible? Fact check your stuff, people.
That's true. Another verse that some people think is in the Bible is God helps those who help themselves. They're just real. The Bible says God helps those who help themselves.
No, it don't. So thank you for that biblical lesson.
Yeah, you got it. All right. Well, I want to hear a little bit of reflecting on Thanksgiving for you guys. I would say my fondest memories, I had two sets of grandparents on James Island where I grew up, and we'd literally have Thanksgiving at noon at one of them. It was a bigger family, and then probably it was scheduled for 5 o'clock, 5 hours later. You know how stuffed you get at Thanksgiving, and so we would always end up at my second grandma's house. It's almost like, oh, we're excited, but we're not as hungry. But I'm telling you, there was a span of time in my childhood where it literally took us 3 minutes to get to one of my grandparents' house, and we would have Thanksgiving leftovers Friday lunch, Friday dinner, sometimes Saturday. I mean, it was just the absolute best. But I think I'm wondering if this was a Craven Svendsen thing. Craven's my mom's maiden name. Did you guys have giblets and gravy over your rice? You did?
Yeah.
We don't have rice at Thanksgiving.
You don't?
We're like...
Well, one thing I learned about Midwesterners is they have, it's like turkey, green beans, mashed potatoes, stuffing. They don't do any casseroles.
Yeah.
I mean, at Thanksgiving at
like macaroni and cheese, no No.
Yeah. I mean, it's casserole heaven at our Thanksgivings.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody, hash brown casserole, green bean casserole this, casserole that.
I love that we're doing this episode with me and T.
So,
We have the exact same reactions.
Bro, we could not have been friends at Thanksgiving. I would have disowned you.
is this a color thing?
Hash brown casserole?
What is this, a Waffle House?
Have you ever had hash brown casserole at Thanksgiving?
No.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
That's good. It's kind of like mac and cheese, except it's potatoes instead of noodles.
It's not mac and cheese.
If your mac and cheese is like hash brown casserole, whoever made your mac and cheese needs to be slapped.
Wow.
They are not the same.
Oh, man.
Some pretty violent reactions to this.
You guys are tripping me out. So, is there some Black Thanksgiving stuff that you guys are sharing in your head and laughing at me in regards to casserole stuff? Like you guys...
I mean, I don't know what his family does, but I mean, I just know what my family does. I don't know if it's Black Thanksgiving or if it's just what my family does.
Gotcha.
So,
well, let's hear it.
Mac and cheese.
Yep.
And only one person makes it. Not anybody can do their mac and cheese.
Nope.
And it is in a pan. It's not like creamy.
No, it's
yeah,
baked.
It's baked.
And don't put no Ritz crackers on
No,
it.
do not.
That's not how you make mac and cheese.
We do obviously the stuffing. We don't put the stuffing inside we call it stuffing, but it doesn't go inside.
So you actually do stuffing and not dressing.
We have dressing.
Okay.
Well, it's dressing.
Y'all
But
don't stuff the
might
turkey,
call
do you?
it stuffing, but we don't stuff the bird.
So yeah, it's not like Stouffer's. Get that out your mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's also a big pan. There's for years. One Thanksgiving we had at one of my mom's brother's houses, and it was almost dinner time, and my mom only made the mac and cheese that year, and he was supposed to make the stuffing, and we were like 15 minutes from eating, and he's like, "Oh, I need to make the dressing," and I'm like, "You don't have time to do this," and he pulled out some boxes of stovetop, and I about lost my mind. And every year they talk about my reaction to him. Because I'm like, you got to make cornbread, a couple pans of cornbread, like days before. It's got to cool. You got to crumble it. So cornbread stuffing.
Cornbread stuffing.
Yep.
I'll tell you.
Also known as dressing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's disgusting is my mom's side. They have used to have two different options: stuffing and then stuffing with cut up hard boiled eggs in it. Yeah,
Nope.
No, I agree.
None of
I
that.
agree.
None of that. You're gonna have your turkey. Somebody's gonna do. My uncle will do a duck usually. Every kind of meat. So basically,
We couldn't do duck.
ham.
Just
every kind of
chicken.
meat. Yeah.
Now, you said something interesting a while ago. Did I hear you say that year your mom had made the macaroni as if somebody different makes it each year?
No, my mom makes it every year.
Okay.
And my mom makes it for every family gathering, whether it's her side or my dad's side. Miss Aunt Jackie always makes the mac and cheese.
As does my mom.
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. I do an entire turkey just for leftovers.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
That's a pretty cool
Absolutely.
idea. Have you ever had a fried turkey? We did that once. That was pretty good.
Yeah, we have a big family, so I know there's not going to be a whole lot of turkey leftovers. So if I want turkey sandwiches for days to come, I do an entire second turkey just for that.
Mm.
Macy's Parade, do y'all like it?
Love it.
Yeah.
Tradition.
Yeah. I do too. I like just having it on, and once again, it's just a reminder that the holidays are here.
Yep.
And it looks like Macy's they've got my back with the Christmas tie-in because there's a bunch of Christmas stuff in the parade.
Well, also because Macy's is already decorated for Christmas.
Yeah.
One year we did New York and Macy's.
Did you?
At
You went to the parade?
Wait, no. We came the day after.
Oh,
we
my gosh.
stayed at my aunt's house because you have to camp out. You can't have a Thanksgiving and also go to the parade.
Right.
It's just not. But we went to Macy's, maybe the day before, the day after, and it's just the whole thing. Every area is just a different Christmas thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Y'all like the little doggy contest? I tune that out. comes on right after Macy's. I think
it's it's like
a doggy model.
No, you're talking about the dog show.
The dog show. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You like that?
The dog show. 100%.
Really?
Never watched
That's the first person I've ever heard that watches. I mean,
I didn't even know it was such a thing.
I didn't either.
It's the Westminster Dog Show.
It's the Westminster?
I think that's Westminster. But yeah, it's the absolutely.
Yeah, once we notice that's on, we just flip the channel to pre-game.
We watch the most of it. We watch we've traditionally had sporting dogs over the years, so we always watch the sporting group.
Okay, well now you need to educate us. Is it a contest? Does a dog win?
Yeah, absolutely.
So one dog wins.
So there's 5 different. So you've heard the term best. You've heard the term best in show.
Yeah,
that's the ultimate winner. And so there are different groups. I'll probably not remember them all, but there's the sporting groups, the herding groups, so
there's different winners for different categories.
There's like 5 different groups of dogs, and they all compete. Well, hold on. Let's back up. You ready for this for a second?
Yeah.
Before the dog show day,
all the listeners are really on the edge of their seat because nobody watches this. Every
individual breed has their own competition to see who represents that breed at the dog show.
Oh.
So
how many breeds are there?
Oh, goodness.
That's crazy.
I can't remember to date. Well over 100.
So they spend their whole lives just...
Oh, y'all never... Oh, man.
No.
If you've never seen... If you've never seen the comedy Best in Show...
If my dog's not eating my leftovers Thanksgiving...
You need to go watch the movie Best in Show. Because, listen, and I'm not a dog show person. Dog show people are a special breed. Pardon the pun. You need to go watch the movie Best in Show. It's a comedy that kind of makes fun of the whole scene. These dogs get blow dried, primped up. There's major money in dog shows. So every individual breed. So if you have we used to have Vizslas. That's in the sporting group, and so there might be 100 Vizslas that compete for who is going to be the Vizsla that represents all of them in the sporting group category. Then there's a winner from each category. So all the sporting dogs, there's a single winner from that, and then those 5 or 6, I can't remember, I think it's 5. Those 5 dogs compete in Best of Show. And there's an ultimate winner.
That's wild.
Hey, let me ask you this. Is part of the contest just how they walk out there? Like what kind of strut they have? Or
yes, but the biggest thing is every breed has what they call a standard. So there is a like a ruler that which all dogs in that category are measured against. There's supposed to be a certain height, they're certain shape. Their jaw. I mean, it could be things.
So many things wrong with what they're saying right
now. Their facial, like there's like this theoretical perfect Vizsla, and they're all measured against. And there's a judge that knows what the standard is for each of the. So there are judges that specialize in each of the breeds and the groups. And they know the standards for those dogs. And so in theory, there's a lot of politics involved in dog shows. Lots of politics. And favorites are played. I'm sure of that. But
it's so crazy because I didn't know until now that it was even a contest. I just thought it was like a show and tell. Here's my doggy. Everybody look at my dog.
There's major money. There's major money in dogs, and then it affects dog breeding because if you can show, because like if you go and buy a purebred dog, one of the things that you're going to see is you'll see the lineage, the lines, and the better the lineage, the more expensive that they can sell those puppies for. So if you can show, again, pardon the pun, if you can show a lineage that is like, won dog shows or won hunting championships or whatever, the more expensive those puppies are going to be.
Jeez.
That's wild.
Now you're at least aware of the dog show that comes on after Macy's, right? I mean, have you seen it come up on the TV and you turn the channel?
Bro. The only reason I know anything about anything that he's talking about is because on SportsCenter, they show you the 5 dogs in the winner.
Okay.
Now, the fact that Roy watches a swimsuit competition for dogs got me all the way in left field right now.
Well, he's not the only one, or else they wouldn't air it. It's a lot.
That's exactly right.
Wow.
All right, I got to do this.
Y'all got to watch it this year.
I'm not.
I actually
Absolutely.
probably will watch it a little bit more than I
you will.
have.
Now that you know it's not show and tell.
Right.
Why would I watch a politically charged dog show?
You at least need to go watch the comedy Best in Show. You'll thank
Who
me.
stars in it? I've heard of it.
Oh, I don't remember. It's old.
All right, I got to ask these guys a sports question. What memory, it's one of the biggest moments in sports that I remember Friday after Thanksgiving being at my Mama and Papa's house and seeing it live. Like I can literally say I saw this live and it's 1984. 1984, Friday after Thanksgiving. You were born after 84, right?
No, I was 3.
You were 3. Anyway, it was a Bernie Kosar-led Miami Hurricanes team going up against a red-hot underdog Doug Flutie Boston College team. Oof. And it was the big bomb pass. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I remember
when I say
that.
Bomb pass.
Now that you say that, I can remember that.
Yeah.
The Hail Mary at the end of the game.
Yeah. I mean,
but I definitely don't remember that live.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely remember it. So that's kind of neat. All right. Well, before we bring, and I really should have written down what Anne's mother's name. Sorry, Anne's mother, but we will meet you here in a second. I want to say Lynne was a part of this conversation, and it was at the beginning of the episode we did with Pastor Don Cherie, and I brought up Mother Teresa and her journals and stuff, and I was a little wishy-washy with how we knew this, but basically what I was telling
you went back and fact-checked?
Yeah. Lynne, yeah, I did it after the fact. And I wasn't too off, but Lynne, Tomelex, and Abby Love were a part of this conversation. I just brought up Mother Teresa. It was an interesting thing that I learned, and basically it was that she had a very dark, heavy spiritual side to her that I think was connected to doubt, and all of this was discovered after she passed away. And I'm pretty sure I said journals because you made the comment like, don't be reading my journals after I pass away.
Designate a person to destroy them when I die.
But it's so basically from personal letters from the 1940s to the 1990s. So it sounds as if this was a part of her ongoing life. She wrote extensively to confessors, spiritual directors, and church leaders. And it lists a bunch of the church leaders. In them, she described feeling abandoned by God, plagued by darkness, and unable to sense His presence. She spoke of a terrible darkness within, feeling as if God does not want me, and even describing her smile as a mask hiding deep spiritual pain.
Wow.
After her death in 97, some of these letters were collected in the 2007 book, Mother Teresa, Come Be My Light, edited by Brian, cannot pronounce his last name, the postulator for her canonization. The intent was to show her perseverance in faith despite doubt. And I thought this was interesting as far as Catholicism. In Catholic tradition, such experiences are often called the dark of the soul. This is a term from St. John of the Cross. They're seen as part of a profound mystical journey, not proof of unbelief. And I'm just curious with you guys, as far as Mother Teresa, someone that is widely admired and revered, when you hear of the existence of this sort of burden that she carried that's connected with darkness and her spirituality, is it encouraging from the perspective of, oh, I feel that way sometimes, that's good to know I'm not alone? My gosh, Mother Teresa, who literally was a saint, experienced this? Or is it discouraging, like, man, someone like Mother Teresa, that's a shame. I kind of had her in a different place. I would just say that in my younger years, probably most of my 20s, I don't know if Mother Teresa would have done this to me just because I didn't really follow her or know a whole lot about her. But if a church leader that I admired or a musician that I admired, did or said something stupid, it would affect me. I'd be like, I can't believe that. Like, I looked up to that person, and it would affect my faith and my soundness of mind. And I think as you get older, you realize that happens all the time. Nobody's perfect. I'm not. I'll probably cause the same sort of, response to other people with something stupid that I say or do. But how do you react to maybe Mother Teresa specifically, but then just this sort of thing in general?
I think first of all, I think life has just taught me so much as I've gotten older about just and I don't know if the right word is empathy but just the ability, like, part of it is just realizing, like, you don't know what people are going through until you're there. And I would put that in the same category. Have I had a faith crisis like that? No, not yet. But do I think I'm immune to that happening someday for me? And I don't think so. And so I think I don't know whether you would call that encouraging, but I think I just and I realized, like, she's human, and she walked through some really hard. I'm sure she walked through some really hard things, and I'm not going to be shocked and surprised if one day maybe I end up there myself. I hope not. But I think just realizing, like, it's okay. It's part of the human experience that it's normal to have some of those feelings. That if you end up there yourself, you can give yourself a lot more of a break to realize, like, hey, you said it, I'm not alone in this.
Mm-hmm.
And so even though I haven't experienced it myself yet, when I hear that, I don't think any less of her. I don't think anything less of her faith. I realize, like, that's just. There's so much that people go through that until you're there, I can't pass judgment on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know it's really grasping big time, but as someone who is well acquainted with the physiological condition of depression, I read this and I think this sounds like tainted by depression. Because when you struggle with depression, unfortunately, your spirituality has to filter through that depression because that's what you're working with, And so I read this, I'm like, gosh, I wouldn't be surprised if she had some sort of chemical imbalance going on, with depression, but obviously no clue.
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't discourage me because, number one, I don't know her heart, and at the end of the day, it's where you end when your days are done. And then we even look at, like, when we're reading about Sarah and Abraham, there are things that they did that didn't seem like they trusted God completely. And then in Hebrews, Sarah is accredited to having faith and believing, even though in that moment she laughed. And so I think even Jesus saying, my God, why have you forsaken me? That sounds like a dark night of the soul. The Son of God felt that he was forsaken even though he knew that he wasn't. And so I just don't. And you think about Mother Teresa, she spent her life serving the least of these. And so she spent her life seeing suffering all around her. And I think it's really easy for us to live in comfort and to not face suffering every single day, watching people die, watching people not have basic needs. And you're wrestling with the goodness of God in that. And I don't know that we do that on a regular.
So good.
Yeah, that is good, Lynne. That's why she's in here often behind the microphone. You got anything to say about Mother T?
No, I mean, I feel like, everything Lynne just said, but I think it's hopeful. Like, the fact that she could have a Job moment and still put a smile on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, we're all going to go through stuff, but even though we're going through the things we're going through, if we can just do the next right thing, even when we don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mind just marvels at eternity, thinking through the people that we get to just sit down and have conversations with. I mean, I cannot not imagine just being able to talk to Mother Teresa about this,
And the Mother Teresas that we don't even know about.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. Well, we have time. I didn't know if we were or not, but I want to show you guys a picture, and this is more of a lighthearted conversation, I think, but that is...
He says lighthearted, and he's going to throw up a Confederate flag.
Well, here's...
Joey.
All right, listen. Do y'all know who that is?
Is it you?
Yes. So this is me probably in 1990. And that shirt, the reason why it's lighthearted is it says Lee surrendered, but I didn't. So it's a Confederate soldier with his arms folded, basically saying Robert E. Lee surrendered, but I didn't. I shudder at the fact that I literally wore that shirt to school. Now, here's the thing. That shirt, it's more of a joke, like almost like a cartoon. Hey, look at this cartoon. That's funny. This Confederate soldier is stupid. His commander surrendered and he didn't.
A joke.
All right, well, hold on. So my question to you, because I shudder at the fact that I wore that, but here's the thing. If that was worn in schools today...
You're canceled.
Yes, and rightfully so. Don't wear a daggum Confederate flag, regardless of how jokey or cartoonish it is. I wore that to school, and no one bat an eye.
Well,
and I hung out with black guys and white guys, and not one time did it capture anyone's attention. It was just a shirt.
It didn't capture verbal attention.
Okay.
But when we were in school, the Confederate flag still flew above our state house. So you can be upset about it, but if it offended someone, it didn't matter, because it doesn't matter what you say. The seat of our government was flying it above our state house. It didn't come down until we were in high school, I think. Yeah. I mean, in middle school, the Confederate flag was still flying above the state house. And I would see, my mom worked downtown, I would see that every week.
Yeah.
So if it offends you and you see it above the state house, like, you're not saying anything out loud because it's not changing.
But why wasn't this even a problem? And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cause emotions. Why wasn't this a problem at that time? Because I see it as a problem back then, and I see it as a problem back now. But if a kid were to wear that in 2025, it would be handled and addressed. It was a problem back then. So what was different about our culture?
Who was in charge? Because my dad graduated from a segregated high school in 1971 in Richland County. So whoever was in charge, like, it could be a problem because we're like, this isn't right. But the people who are in control don't care. And they're like, yeah, this is how we feel. Lee surrendered, but I didn't. So I'm going to put this above the state house. And it didn't go above the state house until the civil rights movement. And so it went up. It was not always up. I have all the feelings about this.
So,
I mean, as your friend, I'm sorry. I didn't.
No, you know what's funny is if you and Lynn were friends.
We are.
No, I'm saying back then, if you and Lynn were friends and Lynn's mama saw you getting off the bus with that shirt, she would have looked at you, she would have smiled at you, and she would have went home and told Lynn, don't you ever cross that boy. Don't you ever be alone with that boy. And I'm willing to bet you if your friends that look like us are honest with you and they had that shirt on and they talked to their mamas and their mama saw that, they would have told them the same thing.
Yeah.
Can I present a different perspective?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I realize it's helpful. I mean, like, your perspective is valid.
Lynn, I love you as a friend. I feel bad.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
So you don't have to feel bad, but it's just,
No.
When you see that shirt, you immediately, it's a racial thing for you. When I see that shirt, growing up, when I saw that shirt, it wasn't a racial thing. It was a Southern versus Northern thing. It was a Yankees Yankees versus Southerners. And as people who are from the South, we all joke and we laugh about Yankees and what we think about people from the North. So that to me, and it may have been a wrong perspective. It may have been an incomplete perspective.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you, for me, that wasn't a racial thing. That was we're from the South and we don't like those Yankees.
For us, we can't separate that time from race.
Yeah.
Because if the South had won, we wouldn't be sitting here.
Yeah.
And so it's not, it's just, I can't separate it. Also, where else in history does the losing side get to display their flag? It's treason.
Mm-hmm.
It's treason. And you can say, well, this wasn't the flag of the Confederate States. It was the battle flag and all that. It's still treason. If somebody's flying a Nazi flag at the same time back then, that wouldn't have been okay. And so that, I'm like, either way, this is to me I'm not going to say that. Never mind.
Red lights on.
Red lights on.
Filtering myself. But yeah, so I see your perspective. And so, but for us, we can't separate it because the reality of what the South meant.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Well, my guess, and I love what you said about parents is, and I could go back and talk to, like I'm in a relationship with, I'm buddies with Stoy Prelo, who goes back, and I would venture to guess that him as a child would say we were all oblivious, at least at the time, and again, this is just one school, but parents, different story. My friend Stoy, I don't think he batted an eye. Like, I don't think when we went to PE and play, but I could be wrong. It's probably
maybe not. It just depends on what you talked about in your home.
Yeah.
And so
he probably grew up watching the Dukes of Hazzard.
He probably did.
Thinking that General Lee was the car and all of the things. He sees the car. He probably ain't thinking about that.
Yeah.
But his mama and daddy, who might have saw their mom and dad have to go to the back of the grocery store to get food, they think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank y'all. I'm serious.
He's like, this is going to be fun. And he throws up
and I make Lynne cry.
Lighthearted.
Yep.
Well, it was, I think I thought lighthearted because of how preposterous it is. And I'm also a stupid idiot.
No.
You're not.
No, I do. I appreciate the education, and I will say it was super helpful for sure.
But I do. My hope is, and I'm not defending that. I'm not defending Joey wearing that shirt in any way, shape, or form. But I think just even for me to perspectives are important, and I think what I would hope for you, Lynn, for you, T, is that you don't just assume that every time somebody wore that shirt or whatever, it was because they were a racist.
Yeah. And I know that. I know that, but it just is it does. It evokes, like, for instance, you saying a mom or a dad being like, be careful around them. It's the same way when I drive by a house and you see a Confederate. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they just have pride and heritage or if they're racist.
Yeah.
Because the lines are blurry. So if I see a truck that has like I did the other day, I live in Hanahan. So I see trucks with Confederate flags. And I'm like, if I were pulled over on the side of the road and somebody with a Confederate flag on their truck pulled up, if I broke down near a house that had a Confederate flag in front of it, I would not take my chances trying to figure out if they just were thinking, we don't care about those Yankees, or if it's something more. So, yeah. But that's probably I probably need some counseling to work through that.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's your perspective, and that's valid. And obviously, it wasn't Joey's perspective. Obviously, it wasn't Joey's perspective.
Well, I mean, it's an interesting point. Like my parents were adults, and they certainly weren't thinking at the time, "Ooh, let's send Joey to school with a racially tense shirt." They saw it as a cartoon.
Well, I mean, you don't think that you're offending people when you offend people 90% of the time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the whole Redskins thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, whoever came up with a name did not come up with a name to offend Indians, but it offended some.
Yeah, I have heard the logo, the old Washington Redskins logo, wherever it derived from, that tribe was disheartened when Washington put it aside because they saw it as honor and respect and tributing.
They're fighting to get it back.
Are they really? That tribe is?
Wow.
That's interesting. We can talk about this another time. Caitlin, do we have her in the waiting room? So we won't be able to talk.
Let's be lighthearted.
I'm never going to hear.
Hard left.
Well, I might want to talk to you guys about this sometime, and I haven't had to actually make this call, but this is just a personal conviction. I don't see it as a right or wrong, and everybody should do this, but talking in depth with our friend Robbie Madison when it comes to the beauty of plantations in Charleston and, just how they're so nice and so beautiful and the flowers and all that. We talked a good bit, and I've decided, and again, I don't do too many weddings anymore now with my podcast role, but if somebody said, getting married, can you do our ceremony? It's at Middleton Planet, I wouldn't do it. I just can't. I just can't do it.
I had this conversation with the staff.
Can't do it
yesterday because of an event that you all know about, and they're like, "I don't understand why this thing was placed here." But that's another conversation when the light's not on.
Yeah, can't do it.
I do not want to be a part of that conversation. You think I had emotions?
Yeah.
I just love it when Lynn drives.
I don't want to be a part of that conversation either.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't happen often.
But
when it happens, it is a train wreck.
I just sit here with
do you still love me?
On,
I do.
Okay.
For the train.
Do you understand my heart and my blunder?
Okay. I do. And it wasn't a blunder. You were just like...
Well, I called it lighthearted.
Yeah, well...
That was a blunder.
And it was lighthearted to you. And that goes back to perspective. Like, you don't have the same perspective that I have. And I don't know that I would say that you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
No.
Shouldn't have brought it up?
Yeah.
Or I shouldn't have worn it as a kid. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I mean that. But even like the bringing it up, I wouldn't say, like, if we had to go back in time, I wouldn't say, oh, Joey, you shouldn't have done that.
Gotcha.
I would 100% say that you should have, because you would never get the conversation that you had without it.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have safe people to talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's bring in our guest.
It didn't feel safe for just a moment.
Roy, aren't you glad you drove from Somerville?
I just felt really small. That's all. Well, it's good to meet you. I'll tell you that I'm Joey Svendsen, been here at Seacoast for over 20 years. I was a campus pastor for a long time, and then my main thing is hosting and producing this podcast. I'm on the digital team. And then to my right is Tomelex Copeland. He's a campus pastor here.
Hi.
And then over here diagonally is another campus pastor, Roy Jacques from the Somerville campus. And then we have Lynne Stroy, who is kind of Miss Everything here at Seacoast. if something happens to Lynn, Seacoast falls apart sort of role.
I understand that.
Yeah. Well, we're excited to have you on here. We, in episode 93, talked to Ann Meyer, who you are well familiar with. We're not going to get too much into the story and y'all's reunion. I do have some, we all have some questions for you just about the narrative, but we would really encourage people to go back to episode 93 and hear the story from Ann's perspective. But so that I catch our listeners up to speed, you tell me if I have any of these details wrong. But when you were young, you gave Ann up to adoption for what you felt was in her best interest, correct?
I did. Yeah.
And I totally understand the emotions here, and we'll probably all get choked up as well. So you, in this act, you basically were from the posture of, I will probably never see her again. Like giving her up for adoption was basically giving up a relationship for the rest of your life. That's what you were thinking at the time, I'd imagine.
That's correct. I mean, I was told that I could never have, I could never reach out to see her or to try to find her, which I respected. I mean, I felt like the actions that I did were to give her the best life that she could have. I also have a aunt and uncle who had adopted a child. So I've told my aunt many times that seeing them and the love they gave to the child that they adopted really helped keep me grounded for years.
Yeah.
Because I was able to know that that's what I was able to give to Anne. Or,
awesome.
At the time I didn't know her name was Anne, but that's what I gave to my baby girl.
Yeah. Oh, just when you said baby girl, you're going to make me.
Sorry, I was ready because I knew. It's still very fresh.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how long has it been since y'all have been reconnected?
2 years.
2 years.
We were reconnected. The first time I got to put my arms around her was January the 20th of 2023.
Wow.
Well, actually, it was the 18th. She got to meet her brothers on the 20th, but Kyle and I went down a couple of days early so that we could have just some special time with her one-on-one.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Secretly, was it always deep in your heart something along the lines of, I hope the stars line up one day for me to be reconnected? Was that kind of like something ongoing that you just always carried with you? Like, I hope against hope.
I always had the hope. I just never thought it could come true. And I mean, we were blessed with 3 healthy boys. So it was always, it's one of those things I think that, we always prayed for her. I mean, I prayed every day for her safety and her happiness and her health. And I will just say God is faithful and he answered all of our prayers. He put good people in Anne's life to take care of her. I know that it was his divine plan from day one. And yes, did I think about it at times? I would be out somewhere and I would see a little girl and I would think, oh, I wonder how old she is. And always wondering, could that be her? You would see things that happened. I would see things in the paper, whether it was an accident or whether it was something good. And if it was a female that I thought looked like was the same age, I would look at the birth date and think, oh, maybe that could be her.
Wow.
So it was always this wanting to know and just really wanting to know that she was okay. I always wanted her to know how much I loved her. And I think since we have reconnected, I know that she feels that. Raising the boys is sometimes you don't know what you're missing until you get it. And so even though we were very happy and felt blessed with our family, but there was always that spot in my heart, longing to know the little girl, that we had to give up. But God was faithful and answered our prayer in his time.
Yeah. Well, Anne did a remarkable job, and it all was for sure legit honor and respect and tribute to you and your sacrifice. So I just want you to feel very much so honored that took immense courage and such a sacrificial act, in your daughter's best interest. And I just can't imagine the Thanksgiving that you now hold, having been able to make that decision, know it was in her best interest, and now be able to have a relationship with her.
100%. And I did watch her podcast. We've watched it numerous times.
Yeah.
And she just always shines. I mean, her love for God and family, it just exudes from her. She's awesome.
Yeah. And I see her, and you, obviously you're her mother, but I see her. What I would love to do, and I had 2 questions, you've already answered one of them, But I would like to hear your perspective from your words and how everything unfolded, and when you first got the inclination, like, oh my gosh, we're reconnecting. We're hearing from her, or however it unfolded. I'd love to hear that from you, and then I'm gonna let Lynne, Roy, and Tomelex follow up with a question. I'll try to get mine in too.
Sure.
Thank you so much for joining us, by the way.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure. My husband and I both say that this is really not our story, but it's God's story, and we are the fortunate people who get to tell it. So on Christmas, the day after Christmas, so December the 26th of 2022, we had gone down to see my sister in South Carolina. And, it was a hard journey for us that day because it was the first time we had been back to Anderson since both my mom, who passed away in 2021, and then my mother-in-law passed away in 2022. And we had just sold my mother-in-law's house. So there was kind of this emptiness of us coming to Anderson that day. But when we got down there, my sisters took me out on the back porch, and we started talking about how things had changed in, our family's lives, and how people come and go. And then my sister showed me a picture of Ann and McKenna. And she told me that that was my daughter. And so that was the first time I saw her face.
Wow.
It was amazing. And then on January the 2nd, which just so happened to be mine and Kyle's anniversary, it was our 42nd anniversary, she FaceTimed us. So that was the first time I really got to see her and hear her voice. And, there was a period that I couldn't talk. And Kyle told me later, he said, I was a little bit worried because you weren't saying anything. But I told him, I said, I couldn't say anything. I just needed to look at her and see her and hear her voice. And that it healed a lot of wounds for me. Answered a lot of prayers. I did when I found out, and I felt like it was the opportunity to reconnect was there. I still felt like I couldn't be the one to reach out to her. I needed for it to be her decision. I wanted to respect whatever she wanted. A lot of times I feel like we question God's timing. One of the questions that Kyle and I have had was, wonder why, not that I question it, because I do think his timing is perfect, but we did wonder, why did we not get to meet her before our parents passed away? And of course, we'll never know those answers. But again, it was his perfect timing, and so that is enough for me. I am so thankful and grateful that we had the opportunity and that we've been able to grow our relationship. I wouldn't give anything for it.
Thank you so much, Donna. What you guys got?
So what does that look like today? What is sorry, Donna, where do you live today?
It's okay. We live in right outside of Asheville. We're in Arden, North Carolina.
Okay. And so
Ann,
yeah,
we have, as I've said, 3 boys. So, it was telling the 3 of them that they had a sister, something that we had never been able to mention.
Gosh.
There was a week there that it was pretty scary, thinking, because we've all of our family is very close. So it was my feelings of, I don't want to do or say something that's going to hurt the boys. It was Satan talking to me, telling me, that, what if they hate you for this, or just things going through my mind. But then I would recenter myself and say, but our God's not that kind of a God. I don't believe that he's going to punish me for something that I did. I brought life into the world and was able to give this child, or offer this child, the chance to have a wonderful life. And he has proven faithful with that. And of course, Kyle kept telling me, he said, you're underestimating the boys when I was, concerned about it throughout the week. He said, you're underestimating our children. And they all were very gracious. And I mean, everybody was very accepting and just welcomed with open arms. The daughter for me and the sister for the boys. And of course, even my daughter-in-laws, the Anne fits in so, I mean, it's just perfect with all of the other children. It's neat to see the characteristics that they all have in common.
Gosh, I bet.
So it's amazing. I mean, there's no other word for it. We see each other. We try to get to Charleston maybe once a month.
Uh-huh.
There have been times that we can't accommodate that. And I'll tell you, 2 months is too long to go.
Yeah.
But we definitely have built on our entire family. So every year we are going to the beach. We rent a house for a couple of weeks so that all of the kids can come.
Wow.
My favorite time is when all 17 of us are there at the same time.
Yeah. Wow. That is so cool. Obviously, thinking about, the ask to not seek her out or to not, I imagine that was a lot easier before the world, in a digital age that we live in now. That would be a whole lot harder, I would assume, to not, to have the temptation of knowing you can find somebody on Facebook or you can find them on social media. And so, was that ever what was that tension like growing? I mean, was that ever a temptation at all to go looking for her? Was there a way to, did you even know where she was at all?
I did not. I never got to see her. Which, looking back, I know that I feel like that decision was made because had I seen her, I probably could not have given her up.
Yeah.
So I had no idea where she was. Like I said, I was always looking, just thinking on the chance. I mean, I had no idea, was she still in South Carolina? Was she somewhere else? I didn't know. But always just looking for little clues of what if this could be her. And you talk about social media. So I'm not a big social media person. But the thought did come up several times, if I knew her name, would I have probably been more of a social media person and tried to find her secretly? Maybe. But I tried always to be a person of my word. And so I gave my word that I wouldn't disrupt her life. Not only was that for her, but it was for the parents that were raising her. I never wanted to do anything that would make them feel like they weren't enough, because they were. She was right where God put her for a reason.
Yeah.
And we can see it today. I mean, she had wonderful people surrounding her. And she still does. And I am so grateful and thankful for everybody who was ever a part of her life. And I love her, her brothers and sisters. And Diane, I know that y'all may know Diane, Jason's mom. She is so dear to my heart. She and I have become close. So it's just the entire family. It's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
So beautiful. Thank you for sharing with us. I just, in the years that you were apart from her, for you and your husband, did you guys talk about her, or did you just determine that you and the Lord would discuss that and that you would pray for her? Or, you obviously couldn't share it with your boys, but how did the two of you navigate that together?
I mean, it truly was that we, both of us in our own way, every year I would sing to her on her birthday, even though I didn't know her name, but I would sing to her.
Wow.
It was something that was too hard to talk about, so we didn't discuss it. We both, though, were dealing with it, between us and God. We both were praying diligently for 44 years. Every day it's just you wake up and you pray, Lord, keep her safe and keep her healthy and keep her happy wherever she is. and bring the right person into her life. And he did that. We're so thankful for Jason.
Wow.
All right. So, first of all, thank you for the sacrifice that you made, because I have an adopted son. His name is Champ. We got him from the hospital like the day he was born, so we've always been in his life. And we actually know his mom, and we're going through an open adoption.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to navigate the stability of my family, the emotions of the bio mom,
Mm-hmm.
and when things are happening, like Champ just took his first steps this week. Do you reach out? What advice would you give in this situation?
I mean, that's a hard one because it is, it's so different from the situation that I was in. I mean, my prayer would be that you all could have a good relationship, but for me, you and your wife are his parents. And I feel like the biological mother made that choice. And I would hope that she would be thankful for the opportunity to see him and to be a part as much as it works out for the group.
Yeah, it sounds like the posture that you took, even in a different situation, had you discovered and prematurely, you would have taken the posture of, I can't do anything with that. Like this hurts my heart to know that she's out there, and now I know where she's at. But I would imagine, especially with her parents still alive, you've already said you wouldn't have interfered or anything different. Mm-hmm. It's an open adoption and
different situation. I mean, for me, for me, it was respect. I mean, I really respected them and were thankful for them. And had I known, I feel like, I believe you can never say, I would never do so and so until you're in the situation. Mm-hmm. Because you really don't know. You might think you know what you would do, but until you're in a certain situation, you really don't know mm-hmm. how you would react. Yeah. But for me, I believe that I would have kind of watched from a distance and been thankful for the glimpses I could have of her growing up, but still for me, I never would have wanted to interfere with the family that I entrusted, and that God chose to take care of her. I would like to believe that I would have, given them the freedom to do that, even had I known where she was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I ask a second question?
Mm-hmm. It's going to take the place of mine, but no big deal.
It's just because I like the thing that strikes me so much is your faith, and even you saying the family that God chose for her. And so as you guys were walking through this, did that come in time, or did you know from the very beginning? Did your relationship with the Lord grow in trusting that He had her and He kept you, or from the very beginning were you like, okay, this is the best decision that we can make, and we know that God's in it from day one?
Mm-hmm. I mean, we did. Kyle and I talked. Of course, we were young and in love. And we talked about, how could we make it work? And still being in high school and being at the time that it was, we didn't see a way to make that work. So we truly believed that the choices that were made would be best for her. I always have had what I feel like is pretty strong faith. Mm-hmm. I do feel like the whole situation strengthened my faith. I always had a peace that she was being taken care of. And then, of course, like I said, when we met her, it was instantly feeling that those 44 years of prayer for her, we had all the answers right in front of us. So it's just amazing. And, we are so grateful and thankful that he brought her back to us. And, we have a great relationship with her. She and her brothers have great relationships.
Yeah, it sounds like there was just some automatic chemistry. That's
and even Jason. The first night we met him, I'm like, he fits in. He's one of our boys.
Yeah. All right. So my question, and I know you can't approach love scientifically. That's what it sounds like I'm doing, but hopefully you'll understand this question. Love is such a powerful thing. The love of a mother, oh my gosh, total, different level of powerful. My guess would be that the amount that you love Anne, had you raised her all these years, you wouldn't love her any more than what you love her now. In other words, that gap of time does not rob you at all at any sort of level of love. You're her mother, and so your love would be the same as it is now if you raised her all this time. Does that question make sense?
You are correct.
Yeah.
I've always loved her. I just could never show her how much I loved her, and I've been given that opportunity.
Yeah.
So, the first birthday that we spent, her first birthday that we were there, I told her, I said, this is going to sound strange, but I need you just to sit in my lap for a minute and let me hold you on your birthday.
That's awesome.
Oh, man.
So that's something we have continued the last 2 years.
That is so good.
Yeah.
We take our picture with me holding her in my lap.
Wow.
I love that.
And that's something that my mind will never be able to grapple with is what it means to women and what it meant to carry her for 9 months. Like just that connection I will never understand, obviously.
It's amazing. And I was thankful just to know that I had given birth to a healthy baby. So from the get-go, I did, even though there was a lot of pain that, we went through, it was the most painful thing I've ever had to do. But I was grateful that I was able to give birth to a healthy baby, and give that life. And God has certainly used her.
Yes, for sure. Donna, thank you so much. And what's your husband's name?
Kyle,
that's right. Well, thank you, Donna, for being here, and tell Kyle hello. This is going to be released right before Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to you guys.
That's great.
And we're super honored and thankful to be able to spend this time with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I am as well.
Bless you, Donna. Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, guys, so we're wrapping this episode up. Do we go back to Thanksgiving food or the shirt that I wore in middle school?
I'm thankful that you do not have that shirt anymore.
Who says he doesn't have that shirt anymore?
I don't have that shirt anymore. I don't have that shirt anymore. Tomelex, I asked her before we talked to, and I asked her, does she still love me and respect me? Do you still love me and respect me?
Dude, I have these conversations all the time.
Say as much as I ever did. As much as I ever did.
Is that a safe way? Safe way of answering? Awesome. Well, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Love you, dude. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. You've been watching Seacoast Church's Things You Won't Hear on Sunday podcast. You can now become a patron of this podcast and receive exclusive content. Your support goes towards Seacoast ministry efforts and local presence. Also, be sure to leave us a review and subscribe to this podcast so that you get these episodes as soon as they're released. All of this information can be found in the show notes. Thanks for watching.